So, what are the best ways to earn $1,000 on YouTube and beyond in 2023? In this video, we're going to be learning from two creators who, like everybody, started from scratch and have grown to 50,000 subscribers and over 150,000. They're going to be sharing really practical advice that really nobody is telling you. And they're going to be talking about the good and the bad and even the challenging aspects of how cool it is to be earning money in the creator economy, but also some of the practical behind the scenes details that are going to be really helpful. So I want to encourage you to buckle your seatbelt for this deep dive training. And we're going to be getting into 7 different ways to earn money on YouTube this year. And if you're watching this on our Think Media podcast channel, smash the like button. And I want to welcome Swavy Curly Courtney to the stream. Courtney, how's it going?
It's going good, Sean. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. And thank you so much for jumping on to share wisdom today. Tell us a little bit about when you started your channel and about what you're doing on YouTube.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me. I'm honored to be here. The YouTube channel grew out of my Instagram page. Back in the day in 2019, there were no long form content options available on Instagram. And I had started playing around with this thing called the Curly Girl Method and playing around with my hair and different things that worked and didn't work. And people had questions. They wanted to see the process. And YouTube was the next logical step in demonstrating how to care for wavy curly hair. And I started having a lot of fun with it, uploading and doing my best to encourage people to embrace the hair that they are fearfully and wonderfully made with.
Man, I love the vision. And how long have you been on YouTube now?
I believe my first curly hair upload was in January of 2019, but it was really just for fun. Yeah.
Amazing. And 144,000 subscribers and 4 uploads in the last month. We'll be talking about some of just the tactical and practical things. And so we'll get into the tips in just a second. But I also want to welcome Denise Jordan, the Apron Diva. How's it going, Denise?
It's going great. Thank you, Sean, for having me. I'm so glad to be here.
So always love having you on the show, and break down for us a little bit about what your channel is, what your vision is, and how long you've been on YouTube.
I've been on YouTube about 5 years, but I started out doing makeup because I just wanted to have fun with that. And then I wanted to do something a little bit more. So I got into homemaking, and I kind of fell into it because I did a little of this and a little of that. But what I found out resonated with my viewers was homemaking. They wanted to learn how to cook, how to clean, how to do laundry, how to do those things we need to make and keep a home. So that's how that ended up. And I think the fact that I've got a lot of history in homemaking, they felt that I had the wisdom to actually share some practical tips.
Yeah, that's amazing. And both of your channels are growing. You grew 300 subscribers just in the last month, 1,000 for Courtney in just the last month. And you guys are doing incredible things. And I'm excited to dive into these tips today. But we're going to kick it off with these 7 different ways to make money. And of course, we're going to start the conversation with YouTube ads. You know, everybody wants to get monetized in the YouTube partner program. That's not, you don't actually have to be monetized to start making money, whether it's affiliate marketing or some of the other things we're going to talk about. But we'll start with you, Courtney. When did you first get monetized? Do you remember that, and how long it took, and what maybe percentage of that is it of your overall income that comes in from YouTube?
I do. I remember the day I got monetized. I was actually had just completed my first half marathon and was with my family and saw that the channel had finally gotten to the 4,000 hours that I needed to get monetized. It was June of 2019. And I would say now the percentage of my income that comes from YouTube ads is roughly 20%. It's really not the biggest source of my income at this point.
Yeah, that's a pretty common experience for people, that YouTube ads are cool once you get there, but there's a lot of other ways to earn money. So I love that story. How about for you, Denise? Do you remember when you first got monetized?
I got monetized probably about a year into my channel for This and That with Denise Jordan. And probably YouTube ads are about 20 to 25% of my income as well. And it just depends upon what season it is as well, because between September and December, my YouTube money goes way up. And then at other times of the year, it kind of trickles down just a little bit. So it is definitely seasonal.
Yeah, you just dropped a bomb there. And that's one cool thing about YouTube ads is different niches have different CPMs, and different times of the year, advertisers are spending more money around the holidays. They want to get in front of your audience, different times of the year. So it's kind of cool to see that it can go up, and there's a lot of different opportunity there. Well, let's jump into number 2, which is Amazon affiliates specifically. And Courtney, we'll kick it back to you. Tell us a little bit about your experience with affiliate marketing, and break it down.
I had some great success with Amazon in 2020. I have not kept up with the platform as it updates. So my Amazon storefront is not a great example, guys. I'm so sorry. But now that you have the ability to upload video content and link the products that are in the videos, which is pretty cool, but I'm not doing that to its fullest extent. I do love Amazon affiliates because I can take every product that I mention in a video and create a link that produces income for me. So if someone watches one of my videos, they can find the exact product I used in that video, and I make a small commission because of the Amazon affiliates.
Yeah, and there's a couple things I want to dig in there. I mean, it does speak to, this is a lot of work. It's work to stay up on it. You've got 2 kids, you're juggling different things in life. And so I see a couple things that we could dig in on here. We'll come back to this since these are not Amazon links, and we'll talk about other affiliate links later. But we do have your Amazon shop. That, I'm sure, when did you apply for this? How big was your channel?
I actually got approved for this back before the YouTube channel had become monetized. I applied for it with my Instagram account. I believe I had 5,000 followers on Instagram, and I don't know I think that was the threshold at the time that you had to have in order to be eligible to apply.
Got it. So one of the things that's a real distinction here is you can set up an Amazon shop, and there's a vertical video uploaded here. The product you're using is down below it. And this gives you the ability to make ideas lists and do videos. And you're exactly right. There's a whole other opportunity of going live on Amazon, uploading videos, sharing this link out, and really scaling up your Amazon affiliate revenue. Of course, you can also then link inside of the videos themselves if there's a specific Amazon product. And that's fascinating to consider too, that building your influence on different platforms could be helpful. I know back when I first even applied for Amazon, I just submitted a blog. You can use just your YouTube channel, but if you have influence other places, sometimes that could be the key. And then how about for you, Denise? You also, when did you get your shop approved? Do you remember?
I got my Amazon affiliate approved probably within the first year after I started my channel. I was doing VRA and it said sign up for an Amazon affiliate. So I went ahead and did that. But my Amazon influencer store came about a year or so after that. But one of the things that I want to point out is that Amazon does as well as you do for it. For example, I'm not the best at every time I'm putting up a video promoting the different products that I have in the video. I will do it, and I keep a list of the different links and things like that of the products that I'm using, and I'll put those in the description box. I'll invite people to check out my Amazon store. But there's an art and a science to promoting Amazon products if you wanted to do that. So in addition to the ones that come with your video, but like Valentine's Day is coming up, you could promote some things specifically for that. Christmas is coming, then you can promote some holiday items. So you can really do quite well on Amazon if you work for it.
Yeah, it's a great point. And this is one of my favorite videos that you did, My Prepper Pantry Grocery Haul. We talked about this earlier because I think also this came out when people were locked down.
Yes.
And yeah, so they're kind of in that mentality. And we were talking about the strategy of trend surfing. So not just a smart time to put that out there, but then in the description here, you've got stuff like whole powdered eggs, going over to Amazon, and this is your affiliate link. And
Yes.
again, another cool thing is that sometimes, getting some dried porcini mushrooms is only a $14 purchase, but when someone clicks your link, you can get credit for things that you didn't even link to. Have you ever looked inside of your Amazon and saw, oh wow, I got credit for something weird that I never talked about? Have you ever studied that?
I haven't really studied that, but I've heard you talk about how someone bought some coins or something like that from one of your links when they came up to your
Yeah,
channel.
it sounds like Courtney saw something. Courtney, what'd you see?
Somebody bought a very expensive grill through one of mine, and I got commission for that.
Yes. Yeah, it's amazing. And the more videos you have out there, and I like what you said, Denise, is like it really is an art form. That's one of the things that we try to break down in VRA is in order to make certain videos, especially the review specific products type videos,
Mhm.
kind of what you say when you say it, making it sure that you're linking to these products and whatnot clearly and making helping get those clicks is all part of it. But we've covered YouTube ads and Amazon affiliates. The third one is merch. And we are going to start with Denise here because you're crushing merch and you've learned a lot and you're kind of taking it to a different level. You've built out a brand. Talk about this experience with what you've been doing here.
Well, I always wear aprons in my cooking, cleaning, crafting videos. And people would always ask, where do you get your aprons? So I decided that I would just sell aprons and that would be my merch. And I just wanted to have merch like so many of the other YouTubers had. But what I didn't realize at the time was they're not holding inventory and I am. So everything you see up on the screen, I've got like in the back bedroom. So I have to promote it somewhat differently. I have to actively promote the brand, and that's something that I do. And it takes a lot of discipline, and you have to pay a lot more attention when you're actually holding inventory, because if you don't, it's going to be sitting in your room and it's not going to be selling. So my business model is that when I do a video, I'll wear an apron depending upon what holiday it is. I might have on a holiday apron, and then I'll just put the name of the apron in the video, and then I just do my thing. But that stimulates people to purchase.
That's amazing. And so, practically, how challenging was it to learn to kind of set up the website and build out, get the merch sourced and whatnot? I mean, if we're one of the goals of this video is to kind of just give the realistic vision. I mean, what we know is that inside of the creator economy, we can make good money. We can make a difference.
Yes.
We can work from home. We can do all this kind of stuff, but also it also takes work and it takes strategy and it takes skill building. And so, yeah, what was kind of at least some of your process of picking your website, building your logos out, all that kind of stuff?
Well, I had a couple of people that were supporting me to help to build the logo and build the website and those kind of things. So I didn't have to do that. I had a team that helped me with that. The hardest part for me, though, was figuring out where to source the product. Where was I going to source the aprons? Which aprons were I, am I going to make aprons? And then how many am I going to make? How many am I going to source? When are they going to be coming in? What kind to buy? What's going to be popular? All those kinds of things. And then the other part was just learning about business. When I started this business, I didn't know revenue from profit margin. I didn't know there was a difference. And I know now, but at the time, these were things that I had to learn, was what revenue is and how do you plan ahead and plan ahead for various seasons. So there was a lot of learning curve that I had to go through, but it worked out very well. I kind of had the mentality that if I build it, they will come, and they will somewhat come the first year, but the second year, you got to do more.
Mm. And when you say team, was this somebody you hired? Was this friends you enlisted? Like, who was the team that was helping you?
Well, my sister is my administrative assistant. So she's the one that built the website and that kind of thing. And then the person that helped me develop my logo and do some of the branding was a friend of my daughter's, and she did some graphic design. So she helped me with that. And then when I really got in a pinch and I had a question, I would call my son, who was working in advertising at the particular time. So my daughter's friend helped develop the logo for that. and then created the banner and all of that. My sister puts everything up on the website because I don't know how to do that. So she puts all the pictures up. She manages the site, but I'm the one that talks with the supplier. I'm the one that orders things in. I'm the one that has to, take the pictures of the aprons or get somebody to model the aprons. So I would get my niece and her girls to model the aprons for the mommy and me. It was my niece and her daughters. When it was Father's Day, I'd get a couple of my sons. Well, I have 2 sons, so I would get them to do it. And
Man, I love that. And what you're really sharing here is that there's the need of leadership skills, of casting vision, of enrolling people around you. I love the family dynamic. You got friends, family, sister, son, like different things happening. And not everyone has the same situation, but you're a real entrepreneur in the fact of, it's not about your resources, it's about your resourcefulness.
yes.
If you're a part of our challenge, and if you're watching this on the Fake Media podcast, there's still time to join. You can go to Tube Challenge. We're in the final sessions, but we have it tomorrow. We have limited replays, tube1kchallenge.com. But, one of the things that we think about is, what are the resources that we have in our life? Who could we enlist? What are some of the systems? What are some of the people that we could get in our world so that they especially could rally around this monetization piece, build a website, administrative assistant, or just help watch the kids to free you up to create content? Man, who can you get on your team? But I want to talk to Courtney off camera. We were talking a little bit about, you've dabbled in merch. I would say we've done the same at Think Media. We use just Teespring. It's connected to the website. I want to say we've promoted it literally 0 times. Like, I think we set it up because we wanted to order like our own hat and just like put in the order. And you kind of had a similar experience, like in a way that maybe merch isn't for everybody. What was your experience?
I went through Printful. It was just one more task for me to have to stay on top of. And I have very limited resources in my time. That is one thing that I need to work on, is building the team around me. But merch just wasn't producing the income that it needed to in order to make it worth the time that was required. So it was fun, but not necessary.
Yeah. And I like that. It's the power of focus. I also think that, it's also passion and vision. I mean, Denise, you've got a brand, Apron Diva. It feels like it works, and there is a passion behind it. So we're making these decisions at the intersection of, maybe it is our resources. Who can we enlist on our team? Who do we have around us? It also is our passion. What is it we love doing? How do we want to show up in the world and serve the world? But when it comes to these 7 different ways of monetizing, it's not that we have to do all of them. It's that we can pick a combination that works best for our brand, our passion, and kind of choose your own adventure, which brings us to number 4, which we split out here, and that is other affiliate programs. And wherever you're watching this stream, smash like if you're already getting value. But besides Amazon, and I wouldn't even really consider Amazon Central, although it is a really popular one, and because they sell everything, by getting clicks on your links, you can earn credit for a lot of other things. But besides Amazon, there is other affiliate programs. And so, Denise, what are some of the different affiliate programs you've been a part of for your channel?
One of the ones which I am probably most proud of is my affiliate with Caraway Home Cookware. It's a brand of cookware. It's lovely cookware, and I enjoy using it. And I do a lot of videos using the cookware. And then when someone purchases the cookware, I get a percentage of that purchase. That's one of the ones that I've been involved with. And then, of course, there's other ones like True Earth. And there's my unboxing when I did that one. But you can get a kickback from doing that. True Earth is another one that I worked with as not only an affiliate, but also as a sponsor. And then you get a link that they give you. And then when people purchase, you get a percentage from that. New Air is another one that I've worked with that has proved to be very good for me.
Amazing. And this is, sometimes you're called ambassador programs, partner programs, affiliate programs. And so this is the Denise's link to the Caraway. And Courtney, you, even earlier, I was clicking around and I clicked on one of your videos that brought me over to sallybeauty.com. And so what are some of the other affiliate programs that you've I got to press and hold to prove I'm not a bot. Here we go. That you've been a part of.
This particular link was Magic Links. I personally try and make sure that if I'm going to link an affiliate link, it's to a product that has the best price. So sometimes I can't necessarily link to Amazon affiliates. Magic Links allows you to link to a broader range of sites and give you a percentage of the commission. I've worked with a lot of hair care brands over the years. As I am quite niched down, I am available for a lot of affiliate programs. So there's quite a few products, quite a few companies that I work with that I enjoy, that I get a percentage commission for sending traffic to their site.
I gotcha. And so I like that. Break down Magic Links. What is Magic Links? When did you sign up for that? And yeah, what is it?
It's similar to Like to Know It, that all the really cool influencers use, but Magic Links gives you a very small commission, and I use it to link to Walmart and Sally Beauty and Target a lot.
Yeah, that's a good tip too, because sometimes it's hard to get approved for those ones. It's hard to get approved for Walmart or Target directly, but Magic Links is in the middle and it's easier typically to get approved there. And one of the things I love that you did is you kind of have, this is on your website, you have a things you recommend page. It leads to your Amazon shop, which is cool. And eventually once, you know, you apply to the Amazon influencer program, you can get your own affiliate kind of shop and page on Amazon. But on here, then you've got InnerSense and Curlsmith and Keratin and Mop Top. So you're doing a lot of different affiliate marketing here. You got promo codes and the code here. Where are you hosting your website content?
So this is in conjunction with my online course. When I built out my website, I also built out an online course, and I house everything through Kartra.
Awesome. And so that was our number 4th tip, other affiliate programs. And as you can see, friends, the affiliate rabbit hole goes super deep and it really is endless, no matter what your niche is. You know, it could be survival wear, you know, gear, fishing, all types of clothing brands, software. Affiliates is a pretty massive opportunity, and it's about finding the right affiliate programs for you. And we're going to get into the rest of these tips, but I want to remind you that one, there's still time to get into the challenge if you're watching this publicly. And I want to encourage you this weekend, we're leaving the replays up of 7 sessions, and we're calling it our Learn and Level Up Weekend. If you're in the challenge group, make sure that you catch up on all the sessions, get all of the notes, because we want you to crush it this year. Get your first or next 1,000 subscribers, get your first or next $1,000. And addition to that, we do have a giveaway coming up in the challenge group a little bit later, and Mel and the Think team will be back on. And so after the main content, definitely meet us in the group, or if you're not signed up, get signed up, because it's all going down there. And then another reminder is there is limited time left to get that extra bonus on our learnvideo2023.com limited time offer. That's our Video Raking Academy program. And I'll tell you a little bit more about what's happening there if you haven't heard about that yet. But just a heads up, especially if you want everything laid out, if you love the idea of having all the steps in all the right order in terms of YouTube and monetizing your channel, that's the point of that. So definitely head over to learnvideo2023.com to see all the details of that special and limited offer. But next up is brand sponsorships. And you both touched on this, but this is an aspiration that we all have, I think, because brand sponsorships can be very lucrative. We all see people that say this video is brought to you by, or there's hashtag ad. So Denise, what's kind of been your experience with working with brand sponsorships? And you know, when did they first reach out? Did you reach out? Was there an email to you? I know that sometimes people get emails, they're kind of nervous because sometimes it feels like maybe someone's taking advantage of you, or is it a trick? What are some of the things you've learned?
One of the things that I've learned is a lot of times when we're talking about brand sponsorships or brand partnerships, a lot of the brands want to just gift you with items. They want to send you free product and then have you do your video about their product. And that's a good way to start, to kind of cut your teeth and to just practice. But they also want access to your audience, to your viewers. So after you practice long enough, then it's time for them to start paying you some money for doing all of that work. So I now don't take free products at all. It's like, if you want me to promote your product, then you need to pay me for that. And the price can go anywhere from $200 to $1,000, depending upon what it is that they want you to promote, how long they want that. Say if they want you to run a video clip or something like that, if they want a dedicated video. And it can be very lucrative. And I get a lot of people reaching out now, but I say no to a lot of them.
And why do you say no to a lot of them?
Well, because most of them are not relevant for my viewers at all. I'm like, did you even read what my channel is about? So I don't do sponsorships. I don't do brands for any kind of product that's not directly related to the people that watch me, because they don't want to see some NFT thing on this and that with Denise Jordan. What they're interested in is cooking, cleaning, laundry, things that you need to do to keep and make a home. So those are the only partnerships that I will accept. For example, one of the ones that I work with is New Air. So they sent me a freezer for me to promote. It's something that's definitely related to my viewers. So it's something that I will promote. I like it. I use it a lot. I think it's something my viewers can use, particularly my preppers. So it's something that I'll consider doing. But if it's not relevant, I just don't even bother with it, because it's a lot of work to do a sponsorship video, because there's a lot of I's to dot and T's to cross when you're doing that, because they have expectations as well, and you need to meet those. And it's not fun reshooting a video.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And so I love that you're sharing just the real behind the scenes. It is true. When you take on a brand, it's kind of like having a boss. Like you gotta,
Yeah.
once you kind of get in a contractual agreement, there may be some edits, there may be some revisions. So it's a blessing, but it comes with some responsibility. But you dropped an incredible nugget in that last bit there. And that was really the reason you're saying no, is because you're putting your audience first.
Exactly. If it's
And I
not
think that
people.
100%. The point of these ways of making money is that making money is not bad. Some people have money mindsets. It's like, oh, I don't want to make money, or we could be uncomfortable selling and those types of things. That's completely reasonable. Oh, if I'm promoting a brand, well, it's not really if you do it, it's how you do it. And
Right.
It's also the order of how you do things. Money isn't the first thing. We know that money is something that we get based on the amount of value we give to the marketplace. And if you've built a trust and you've built up your audience, then the other key is we don't want to make short-term money. Oh, you can kind of be like, oh, that brand didn't really fit. And maybe you got some short-term money, but you lost some trust with your audience.
Right.
The key would be the balance of both. And I love that your vision is to be selective there. And I'm curious from Courtney, similarly, what kind of brand deal experience have you had in brand sponsorships?
One of the best partnerships I had was one where I reached out to them. I was like, hey, I love your products. I want to work with you. Can we work together? And they told me no, but because we feel bad telling you no, here's some free product. Well, I did content for them anyway, with no payment, no agreement, nothing. The video performed so well that they actually made me a part of their program and have been working with me ever since, and have been one of the most lucrative brand partnerships I've ever had. So being willing to work for free in certain circumstances is worth it. And not being afraid to ask. I was very timid to request partnerships, to step out and be like, hey, would you mind wanting to work with me? But to be bold, to be clear, to be concise, to add value is worth it.
I love it. And how did you reach out? Did you go like, yeah, was it an email? What was
Oh,
your
I
process?
totally slid into their Instagram DMs. That's how I have started working with every single brand I have ever worked with. Most of the time, if they're a larger company, they will say, hey, thank you so much for reaching out. I don't actually handle that. That is this person, and they'll give you an email and you go from there.
That is amazing. And I'm curious, Denise has some people helping. Is anybody helping you, or are you just kind of running all the stuff? You're doing the brand reach outs, the video creation?
I have an agent that does help me, and they bring me certain brand deals, but most of the time I negotiate all of my own brand deals.
Got it. And are you doing your own shooting, your own editing, all that kind of stuff?
I sure am. I don't
Yep.
necessarily want people in the bathroom with me while I'm washing my hair for the internet.
I love it. I love it. And those are some powerful tips. And if you have the vision to want to work with a company, reaching out to them in the DMs, great tip. You might look for the marketing email. One of the things we sometimes look for too is trying to find the chief marketing officer, the head of marketing on LinkedIn, because that's really where the professional decision makers may be hanging out, and just different ways to put in the work and hustle. And one of the best ways to build up a portfolio, we talked about in one of the previous challenge sessions, right? If you're doing the RSP method, you can be building up a portfolio to position you for brand deals, which brings us to number 6, which is private coaching. And so we're going to go back to you, Courtney. You have some private coaching. When did you start this, and break down kind of what's happening here?
This started back in late 2019. I had been spending so much time answering every single YouTube comment, every single Instagram DM, everything, that it was taking hours and hours of my day. And I saw that there was a need for people to talk one-on-one about their frustrations with their hair. So I was able to create some private online coaching. I used Calendly. That was perfect. That is exactly what I needed. It managed my calendar. It created the Zoom meetings. It emailed the person, and it collected payment. I have since moved it behind my paywall of my course. So once you have taken the course from me, you then have access to private coaching. That came out of a need of, I was fully booked completely all day, every day. Every available time slot I had for private coaching was taken up. And I found that I was answering the same 10 questions in every single session. That actually gave me the content to produce an online course. And once that course was produced, it answered those 10 questions. If you still had questions after that, then you can book the private coaching sessions with me.
Whew, breaking it down, a good sequence of events, because by doing kind of one-on-one and even listening to the comments, that led to the formulation of a course and coaching. We'll talk about online courses in a little bit. But Denise, you had mentioned that you haven't done this yet, but you're thinking about launching this. What's your plan?
Well, I'm planning on launching a course where I can do group coaching, because I started out doing some private coaching just to kind of practice, to kind of see what I wanted to do. And I discovered that I didn't like it because it was just too time intensive. So my plan is to do where I can work with groups of young women and address some of the problems they have with homemaking as a whole. And we'll start out maybe doing like a live session on Zoom, because I really work best with them live. So I could have a group of, let's say, 10 that I start with live. I found that on my weekly shows, I get a lot of similar questions about homemaking or laundry or different things like that. And I'm starting to get more and more email about different things related to homemaking. And I decided that to do a coaching course is going to be the best way to address that. And then I can also address their specific question if we're doing something like a Zoom course or something like that.
Man, that's brilliant. And we have number 7 in just a second, but I would love for you to drop in the comments, what have you liked best, or what has been an aha moment from these first 6 tips, or maybe something around it. Maybe it's reaching out in the DMs. Maybe it's doing private coaching first so that you can evolve that later. I would love to hear what you've liked best if you're in our challenge group, or if you're checking this out on the Think Media podcast and getting value. Of course, smash like and make sure you're subscribed. Maybe share this with somebody that is wanting to, get started in the creator economy. And if you're getting value and haven't joined the challenge group yet, tube1kchallenge.com. There's still time to get in. If you like this kind of stuff, this is what we've been talking about for 7 sessions, and we're on session number 6. But number 7 is online courses. And then stick around, because we have kind of a powerful question that I think will give us a lot of insights for kind of a bonus number 8. But online courses, we'll take it back to Courtney. And you mentioned, I think maybe a lot, I don't know if there's much more. You're hosting this on Kartra. Private coaching gave you the insight for the course. But what have you learned in regards to online courses?
That if you're not promoting them, people don't find them. So continually promoting the course is necessary, and updating your course, because over time you will learn more things. You will go back and you will see that course from 2 years ago and realize that it needs some updates. So not being afraid to update that course and promote it is absolutely key. And making sure that you are creating the most powerful, helpful tool possible for your audience. I think there was a time when I would have tried to make an online course and I didn't know enough about the content in order to make the course. So it was actually good that I did the online coaching and answered these same questions over and over and over to create a really valuable tool for the people who needed it.
You know, Courtney, that's interesting because that is the genesis, I think, of a lot of online courses if they're done in the right order. That's actually the way that VRA started first. I reached out. This must have been beginning of 2016, and I actually offered to do free one-on-ones with some people that I knew pretty well. And I said, hey, if I could jump on with you, teach you this framework I'm thinking about, teach you like these, what I believe will work for you. And if it works, then would you consider doing a video testimonial or giving me some feedback? And they're like, yeah, that sounds great. And so I was able to work through some of the clarity of it, realize if they're like, what are you saying? And refine the ideas. Going from zero to online course without refining your ideas in the middle, I think doesn't end up with the best online course or even something that maybe values the individual the most. So there's a whole process to that. And this is what I think is cool, is you could just get started. I mean, I know that y'all might be overwhelmed. There's a lot to learn. And I think that what we could be thinking of is, geez, like YouTube and online courses and affiliates and all this kind of stuff. Well, we're learning from some incredible creators that have been doing this for years. And so it's brick by brick. Rome wasn't built in a day. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. How do you build out your channel and affiliates and online courses? One step at a time, depending on the model for you. And Denise, you also were mentioning, have you launched an online course yet? Or you're saying that's in formulation right now?
That's in formulation right now. So my plan is to do like a Zoom course where I'm working with these people live every week. And I've got the group there and I can kind of perfect things. I can answer their questions. I can see what their needs are. And then as we work through that piece, then I can tweak things to put my online course together so that I can have a digital course that doesn't require me being there live every week. But I want to start with the live every week with a group of people, because what I found is that trying to work with one person, it just was too time intensive for me.
Yeah, really deep wisdom here. And Denise, before my one final question for you, I am curious, what has kind of been your journey when you first discovered Think Media? And did you watch Think Media for a while? And when did you discover VRA? And how did that make a difference in the growth of your YouTube channel?
Well, I was probably watching a bunch of different videos, just trying to learn how to do YouTube because I didn't have a clue when I got started. And I came across one of your videos. And then after I watched a lot of your free content and then you promoted VRA, I joined that. And that really made a big difference because it really kind of helped me cut to the chase. It helped me figure some things out. And I was a little resistant to learning, if you'll recall, early on. I wanted to do two different things. And when I finally stopped trying to chase two channels and just started focusing on my TNT community was when things really started to grow. The other thing that you always talk about is being consistent. And I think that's important. And sometimes I'm not as consistent as I need to. And then, but that's my experience though with VRA. I found VRA through one of your videos, and it's made a big difference in how I approach things, how I think about things. I have a business because of you and VRA. I wasn't thinking about starting a business. I just wanted to have fun. And then I learned, oh, I can make a little money here. I can not only make money and have fun, but I can also serve people. And now I've got a community of people that I'm serving because of VRA. And like I said, I've got a business now because of the things I learned in VRA.
Well, I'm so grateful to hear about the impact. And in just a second, I'm excited because I've got a powerful ending question that I want to ask both of you. But Courtney, I'm curious the same. We were reflecting, I think we met back in 2020 when maybe we did an interview like this or something. But when did you discover Think Media and just in Video Raking Academy, and how has that influenced your journey?
Like Denise, I found you when I was trying to figure out how to do the YouTubes. Your book, YouTube Secrets, really impacted me. And when I saw that VRA was available, I knew that I needed to take advantage of that tool and learn what I could from you, because you do know the ins and outs of how to make the most out of this platform. And to have access to your wisdom and knowledge was critical, was really helpful.
I'm so grateful for you. And final question, and then we'll hang out in the group just for a second after we end the public stream. But I am curious, Denise, when you think about this right here, and here we go. Yes. When you think about, okay, broke all of my technology. When you think about this 58,600 subscribers on your YouTube channel, how does that make you feel? And when you think about the work you've put in when you were at zero, and just kind of the emotions that come with the growth you've experienced and the impact?
It really makes me feel good and that I'm making a difference. Like I get so many comments from young women and some young house men who say that I've taught them some things that they didn't get the opportunity to learn at home for whatever reason. So to know that I am touching the lives of 58,000 young homemakers, and everyone's a homemaker if you're trying to create a space for yourself or for a family, it just makes me feel really good. And that YouTube has allowed me to connect with all of these young people and seasoned homemakers as well who need what I have to share. And it allows me to share my voice, because one of the things that I learned working community health and nursing is that sometimes it's not about the message, it's about the messenger. And sometimes you need the right messenger to get that person to hear what you're trying to say. And there are those people out there that need to hear my voice. And I'm glad that YouTube has allowed me to do that. And because of the things that I've learned with VRA, I'm able to share that voice. So I'm just
So inspiring. It's inspiring to hear about your vision for impact, and you really are making a difference. And you've come so far, but you're also just getting started. I mean, I'm
yes.
sure you feel the momentum, you've got ideas,
Mhm.
and it's just such an exciting industry to be in. And I'm curious for Courtney as well. Courtney, when you look at this picture of you with the silver play button and all the work and time that you've put in, you're at 150,000 subscribers, but every content creator knows only a content creator that's punched fear in the face and punched perfection in the face and is accidentally edited for 3 hours, but the project didn't save. Only that's like, not just about the accolades, but also about the challenges. Like, just what are some of the emotions that come up when you think about what you've built?
Well, I think that photo says a lot, because you can see my children's toys in the background. I am able to, excuse me, so sorry. I'm able to serve my family from home. I'm able to help it. Not only am I helping my family, I am serving those 144,000 people that subscribe to me. I get an opportunity to hang out with them and cough my guts up on a live stream and try desperately not to. But I am grateful that I get to go into people's homes and brighten their day and give them the courage they need to try something new with their hair, while also getting to serve my family from home.
Super inspiring. And hey, live streams are live streams. I know that everyone's sending you massive love because just the boldness. We've just put ourselves out there and with great content. And this is a lifestyle. And Courtney, so much respect for both of you. Friends, share some love with Denise and Courtney in the chat. And I would love to hear your aha moment if you're, especially if you're over on the Think Media podcast. And as a reminder, we are doing the Tube 1K challenge. If you want more content like this, make sure to get registered at tube1kchallenge.com. You could still catch up on some of the past sessions. And then also, thank God we got our podcast channel back. We went through a little snafu with a hack, but hey, it's back. And we have a brand new episode out that if you haven't seen it yet, click or tap the screen right there so you can go check out the latest episode of the Think Media podcast.